Okay, so I decided to make this video in response to some interesting situation because I made a post on a Facebook page a few weeks back, and then I randomly got a call from my supervisor who stated that some anonymous person called the complaint line at my job.
Complaint line?
I didn't even know there was a complaint line, but they called my complaint line to my employer and complained about my Facebook post. So my initial reaction was shock because I was trying to evaluate and assess the situation because, you have that human response in your brain that sometimes it takes a few seconds to react and understand what's happening, because I was surprised that my supervisor called me and then she said Facebook anonymous complaint line. I'm going, I didn't know we even had a complaint line.
Sounds so obscure. It's like, what?
That's really never happened to me
Do
before.
I have a complaint line?
Right.
Can I just get
that's
on the...
me.
Oh,
Your
right.
complaint line goes straight to me.
Correct.
But anyways, I've been at my job for 9 years. I've been a nurse for 23 years. And I've been with this company for 9 years. So my job is interesting because I don't work in a building. I don't go somewhere 9 to 5. I go to people's houses. We're not a VNA. We're a specialty company. And we do specialty infusions. So really, if you want to complain, you should probably be complaining to this guy. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I thought that was interesting. So I'm not going to talk about what the post was because it really doesn't matter. 2020 has been dividing people. It's been offending people. People are angry. We're divided. We're losing friendships and family members and relationships.
Almost any post is going to offend somebody.
Anything's going to offend somebody. So my feeling is this, and this is my response to the person and to anyone who is feeling offended by seeing, anything on Facebook that you don't agree with, or really anything in your whole life you don't agree with.
Right.
It makes you successful the way you respond to your offensiveness, the way you respond to feeling offended, angry, sad, way you respond to someone not agreeing with you, because we have to understand that we're not always going to have people agree with us. Nope, she's coming at 9:30. Okay. But that's okay.
Right.
If you want to be with people who always agree with you, then you have to make your own group. You make your own Facebook page, make your own friends, build your own island, and ask people to come with you. So I had to write some things down because this is, I think, really important topic of the time. Good. So my entire adult life, I've been critiqued in many different areas of my life. So, I'm going to be 50 next year. So I think that I've had plenty of experiences and plenty of opportunity to learn how to react and respond when I'm feeling angry and offensive. And I see every situation as an opportunity to learn from, and that opportunity is my teacher. And we've had plenty of opportunity being in a relationship to learn how to respond to each other when we're angry and upset. Right.
Of course. Any relationship. So I wanted to start with as a competitive bodybuilder. So I started bodybuilding in my 20s. And in order, you have to get on stage and you have to be critiqued physically. Right.
So you really have to be prepared for someone saying, you're too big, you're too small, you need to work on this, on that. And these are professional judges critiquing you. And now I've won some bodybuilding competitions and I haven't placed in any of them. But each and every time I stepped on stage, I got stronger, whether or not I went home with an award or not.
You learn.
And have I been offended by some of the things that the judges have said?
Absolutely.
Yes. Did I not agree with some of the things that I said? Yes. But I take those critiques and if I am weak in a certain area, I work on those and they become my strengths. So the weaknesses become the strengths. And also as a group exercise instructor, we call it Group X now. It used to be aerobics back in the day.
You're dating yourself.
I can say that.
Go ahead.
But, again, you're standing up in front of an audience with hundreds of people. Throughout the years, there's been thousands of people I've had to stand in front of, and
Right.
you're constantly being evaluated and critiqued. And there's been some certifications where I've had to actually send a video in, and they send it back to you saying, well, this was good, this wasn't good, this is what you need to work in, pass or fail.
Right.
And so I had to take those, and these actually professional people, they're the best of the best, they're elite, and they critiqued you. And I'm always excited to be critiqued. And of course, you always want to get a good
You want to
critique.
get a good grade.
You want to get a good grade, but
Hopefully,
that doesn't always happen, and
Right.
it's okay.
Right.
All right. So when it comes to controversial topics like we are in now, all I can say is that I was made for these times. This is what I was born for. I am able to stand in controversy and be okay with that. Actually, sometimes I crave it. It's just everybody is made differently. I know that I'm going to take the hits, but every time somebody throws me, an insult or something, it makes me stronger.
Mhm.
I have always spoken my mind. I've always spoken up. I've always spoken my truth. And when there is controversy, there needs to be discussion, and it actually demands attention. This entire year has demanded attention for all kinds of different situations.
Yep.
Not everyone is going to agree with what I say or how I feel, but that is never going to change who I am as a person, what I came here to do. I am going to still be strong. I'm still going to speak out. I'm still going to speak my mind. I'm still going to search for truth and speak my truth and my experiences in my 20 plus years as a nurse, professionally, and my personal experiences as well. We are always going to be offended and hurt by what someone else says. And what I always tell my boys, because I have 2 boys, is that your success is going to be determined by how you handle your response and your reaction to being angry or being offended.
Yep.
When they are angry at each other or when they're mad at each other, I have to referee them.
Right.
And say, right now, your ability to respond successfully, be successful in the future, you need to know how to react and respond appropriately. And by the way, we were never taught that as kids. We were never taught to deal with our feelings of anger, sadness, offensiveness, jealousy, not feeling good at all. We didn't live in an emotional, how to handle world. We didn't grow up with Oprah. We didn't grow up with Dr. Phil,
Oprah.
right?
Right.
We didn't have any of those shows.
I mean,
we had after school specials. Remember those? We'd run home.
That's where you learn.
Specials, like controversy.
I just felt like emotions weren't really discussed, certainly from father figures in our respective families.
No, never.
I mean, my mom would, give us a little more, insight into that emotional side, but my dad just, quiet
right
about that stuff.
Yeah,
and I think your dad's similar.
I think our dads could have been like best
very
friends,
similar.
although
Yeah,
they didn't know each other.
Yeah, it's also just the era that they
Right.
grew up in, in that mid-century area.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Mhm.
So I understand the anger. I understand the frustration. I understand the feeling of being offended. Here are ways that I deal with being offended and ways that I have dealt with, seeing something on social media that I don't like or I don't agree with. I accept it. I accept how I feel. I don't have to accept how that person I don't believe in what they're saying, but I have to accept how I feel about it. And that is the first step in recognizing and responding appropriately, is accepting that, hey, I feel offended. I don't like that. These are the reasons why in myself, So that's number 1. Number 2 is talk to somebody you trust. Like I would talk to my husband if I felt offended about something that happened at work, if I felt offended over something that, maybe had a conversation with somebody and I felt offended or angry, I talked to my husband about it. Now, when I get angry at him,
Uh-oh.
and I feel
She
offended or
doesn't
angry,
talk to me about that.
I just call my sister.
Right. Which is good. She's good.
And I talk it over with her. Number 3, walk in nature.
Helps.
Yeah, walk in nature
Clear the mind.
is very healing. So whether it's cold, hot, just the perfect day, your body reacts to the
Yeah.
weather temperature. You know,
Yeah.
you have a physical response. And then, you know, I would say at least 20 minutes in nature when you're feeling
Yeah.
lonely, sad, offended,
Take a walk.
angry. Wherever you are, you can go outside and take a walk.
Yeah,
Very
connect to nature. Yep.
connect to nature. All right, number 4, exercise.
That's always good.
So when you move your body, when you're mad, you actually can change your feeling and your perception
Yeah.
from mad to happy. And after you exercise, it's proven that 1 hour of exercises releases the happy hormone for 12 whole hours. So if you work out at 8 in the morning and then you are happy for 12 hours, all you have to do is wake up and work out for an hour from 8 to 9 the next day,
And do it all over
and
again.
you have a natural antidepressant.
Yeah. It's true.
So that will change your perception and your feeling.
Yep.
Number 5 is eat healthy food
Definitely.
to elevate your mood, and don't, when you're mad and sad and lonely and offended or angry, don't go grabbing the crappy food because that's going to make you feel worse.
Yeah, you just feel even more depressed about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't, and it dampers your,
No.
you know, it has an
No.
emotional response and a physical reaction throughout your body.
Both. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, so finally I wanted to say that my job is different, is that I see the same patients, and people who understand primary nursing will understand this. So I have taken care of the same patients for many years. I have one patient who I've known since 2, and I've known him for 11 years.
So now he's 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible.
So the other one I've known since he was 10, and he's in his 20s.
Mhm.
And then, you know, the rest I've known for 3 to 5 years. And then I have like a pediatric patient that I've known for almost 2. And I've been his only nurse, and he has extreme anxiety. So it's really important for me to give him that constant,
Yeah. It's a connection. It's the
Right.
attention. It's consistency.
that constant consistency that I am going to be there. I'm the one. He knows me. He's comfortable with me. His family's comfortable with me. And I don't know what this anonymous person thought they were going to do was going to happen to me, but perhaps they thought they could get me fired
Or in trouble.
or in trouble or something like that. And by the way, I didn't.
No.
I'm still working
Of
my
course.
same job for 9 years.
Of course.
What we have to remember is how our anger has a ripple effect to the whole world.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that you can't be angry. You can. Again, it's how you respond to it. But if something were to happen to my job,
Yeah.
and I would have been okay if I, for some reason, didn't, if I, for some reason, lost my job, my patients and my pediatric patient who has severe anxiety and is
Right.
comfortable with me.
Would have been
and-
very
and,
difficult for him.
would have been difficult for him and his whole family
Yeah.
to start with a nurse
Of
all
course.
over again.
Yeah.
And then on my other people who I've known for years, they would have to start with a new nurse over again, all because of somebody's anger,
Yeah.
all because they didn't know how to handle it properly. You know, so this is a good opportunity this whole year to assess where we are in our own personal emotional life.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live. I'm just saying that these are the ways that I handle it. And I've almost 50, so I've had plenty of opportunity to learn.
Almost 50?
Yeah, but I'm younger than you.
Oh, of course.
He's over 50.
Always.
Over 50.
Yeah, I mean, it's just processing your feelings and understanding how you feel and how to respond appropriately to them.
Right.
And that person obviously didn't understand the potential consequences that
Right.
their action could have caused, even though it did not.
But that person might have wanted that to happen.
Maybe not,
know,
but
and
they just
maybe
probably
not,
didn't
I
even
don't
put
know.
it together, right?
But yeah, I think it's relevant to today.
Of course.
You know, this has been a really challenging year for everybody in all different kinds of ways.
Oh,
But
yes.
moving on to 2021, I am going to be at the forefront of medical freedom. I am going to be fighting even more. So get ready to see me even more. And if you don't like what I say, don't follow and don't
friend me, you know, and just do your own thing, build your own island and build your own friend. But I am not going to change who I am. I'm actually standing up more and going to be stronger. So
Stand in your power.
stand in your power. Stand in your power. I'm not backing down. You have to stand in your power. You have to stand in your truth. And you can't be weak. All right. So I hope that helped. Everybody have a good day. Stay strong out there as good as you can. As best you can, I should say. All right. Have a good one. Any last words, honey?
No, that's great.
All right.